Alright, so you guys, today I wanted to make a video. Today I wanted to, I'ma just hold it up. Today I want to make a video. And this video is based on this new definition that I learned, and I want to share it with you guys. So let me go on the backstory. So this definition, first of all, it explains on what I'm going through currently and why I started, to go for me and stuff like that. Not only that, it also it also really it really hit home for me, like I said. But it also reminded me of this video that I watched the other day. It was like it was one of Bossy Bruja's videos. I will put her, because she is the tea, the tea, the tea, the tea. She is the tea and nothing more. The tea, no sugarcoating, the tea. And she was talking about how most people, like some people, are being abused and they don't even know that they're being abused. And so I'm gonna read this new definition of the word that I learned while watching this video. So I'm gonna read you. Let me see. All right, there we go. So the new definition that the new word that I figured out, that I added to my vocabulary, is convert white supremacist. Understanding its subtle forms. So I'm gonna read you everything. All right. Let me get a sip of water, because it's gonna be a long one. Hold up. Okay. So according to Google, convert white supremacist, also known as subtle racism, describing the often disguised and persuasive ways that racial discrimination and the belief in white suprematory mindset manifest in everyday life and social structures. Unlike overt racism, which involves, like KKK, you know, the whole watermelon situation of fried chicken got associated with black people in the first place. Not only that, the whole little red lips and dark face, racial matters that stemmed from us being highly successful and them being mad. Okay. So that's overt racism. Like, overt racism is, I did my research a little bit because I was like, I didn't understand it. Overt racism is the stuff that you see like you can just plainly be like, okay, girl, that's racism right there. But we get into covert white supremacists, which is the stuff, that, like, you like, or like, what's one example? I'll give you a good example. Like, for Chick-fil-A. As you know, we know Chick-fil-A is racist. It's what you would call a covert white supremacist restaurant. That's what you would call that. Because it hires black people to sing like, oh, we welcome black individuals, but in multiple scenarios, as we've seen, if you haven't seen, you can just search it up on YouTube, where they hire people of color, but they don't mess with them and restrict them in ways. And it's like, girl, you shouldn't even hire me if you don't mess with me at all. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially like in the Black Lives Matter movement, people was just doing it just to do, you know what I'm saying? That was just doing like, and you don't really mess with us for real. You know what I'm saying? So that is covert white supremacists. So I'm gonna get down into the meaning. So, covert white supremacy, also known as subtle racism, describes the often disguised and pervasive ways that racial discrimination and the belief in white supremacy manifest in everyday life and social structures. Unlike overt racism, which involves explicit acts of discrimination, covert White supremacists operates more subtle, often through unconscious bias, microaggression, and systematic practices that disadvantage people of color. So, I'm finna give you some example of convert white supremacists. Now, an example of my convert white supremacist is what I explained in, I think it was the last video before the video that's about to get uploaded, where I explained where I was having a conversation, and then she was like, oh, how did he die? Was he a gangbanger? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like that. That's one example. And I really want to share this because this it crippled my mind, but it made me understand more what I'm going through. So I want to share with you guys just in case you're going through it, or just to be aware and share it to anybody else, you know. So I'm going to read you some examples. So covert white supremacists includes the impliance biases. So these are unconscious attitudes or stereotypes that affect understanding actions in indecisions without explicit awareness. For example, studies show that explicit bias against Black individuals can influence decision making in education, employment, and law enforcement. And so you have microaggressions. These are everyday verbal and nonverbal slights or insults, often unintentional, but that communicate hostile or negative messages to individuals based on what? Based on their race. My bad. I be talking fast, and so I'm gonna slow down. Based on their race or group membership. Examples include statements like, I don't see color, or you're so archetypal, which, despite appearing harmless on the surface, can be deeply demeaning and undermine a person's sense of belonging. And also the example that I gave you guys, when I gave you guys on why I started the GoFundMe, that's another example. And the next one, let's see, systematic inequalities. Convert white supremacists can be woven into the fabric of institutions and systems, creating disadvantages for people of color in areas such as housing, employment, education, healthcare, and law enforcement. Examples include racial disparities, including mortgage lending, or disciplinary actions against students of color in school. So, identifying convert white supremacists includes observing patterns of interaction. Notice if a person of color are constantly being ignored, overlooked, or discounted in conversation or decision-making processes. Another one is reflecting on assumptions. Be aware of assumptions that are made about individuals based on their race or ethnicity. I don't know how to say the word, but race. So the next one is acknowledging microaggressions. Pay attention to subtle comments or behaviors that might be dismissing or demanding to marginalizing groups. And then let's see, this is the other one. Considering power dynamics. Recognize how power imbalances related to race may play a role in interactions and opportunities. So, let me get this. Okay, that's the next part. So, and then they just have other things like combating convert white supremacists requires self-education. Learn about implicit biases, microaggression, and the history and impact of racism. That they still, for some reason, no matter how we tell them, they still don't get it, and they seem to always bring they seem to always be like, oh, well, I'm not a bad person. Not all white people are bad. In a conversation talking about racism, that is not the best thing to bring up. Do your research. Challenging biases. Be aware of personal biases and make a conscious effort to adjust response and decisions. Promoting inclusivity. Create environments that welcome and value multiculturalism and diverse perspectives. And then speaking out against any injustice. Don't remain silent when witnessing racism or discrimination. Advocating for systematic change. Support policies and practices that address racial inequalities in institutions in society. Girl, that was long because I be reading fast. I read fast in my head and I read and I talk fast. So yes, though that is some examples of covert white supremacists. Um, I also gave you um, I also gave you a couple examples of my own. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I do. Hold up. Let me see. I will put the video. Let me turn this off. I will put the video in the I will put the video in the video so that you can see the video that um I'm talking about. But I just really want to share this with you guys because you know it made me go back to the whole Bossy Bruja situation and how in some situations, as she said, which I will again recommend you watch her channel. She has some very good affirmations. And she be dropping videos on T. Okay. She has some very, very good stuff. You should definitely check out. So I'm gonna put her um thingy in the link in the bio because you know go watch. And I will be putting oh, where it go? I'll be putting the video here too. But yeah, I want to, like Bossy Bra said, we could be in situations where we're getting abuse and we don't know that we're getting abuse. So that's another reason, and this is a situation that I'm going through now, and I want to share it because again, and then again, like I said in my other video, when it was addressed, it was not everything that you perceive is true, Q. And I have black friends that's still not addressing the fact that what you did and how you came about, because the energy that you gave was black people are stupid energy. And in a situation you just clearly dismanded and said, well, I can't be racist. It was like, well, I can't be racist because I have black friends. My son have black friends. Well, I mean, she said, my son have black friends. My son have black friends. Which that don't mean nothing at all because you can still be in fact around black people and not messing with them, which this is not the first time that this situation has occurred. Because well, that I have seen. This is the first time it happened to me, but I have seen like especially like in a situation where these white people, they just brought a black person around just to prove that they mess with black people but don't understand nothing, not a lick of nothing, not a lick of nothing. So That's the new meaning that I learned today. Yeah, it was a handful, but that was the new meaning that I learned today, and it educated me and opened up and answered some questions for me. So I hope it educates and answers some questions for you. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one, and watch my video that I just dropped. Okay, period. Come on to tell you guys that just because sitting there and watching somebody, oop, girl, sitting there and watching somebody be like I just read to you, sitting there and watching somebody be abused, um or whatever, and you know that it doesn't feel right, is uh just as bad as especially if you know about it. Now if you're uneducated, that's different, but it's just as bad as what I'm gonna say, it's just as bad as the abuser. You get what I'm saying? Now I've been in a situation, well, I haven't been in a situation like that, but now you know when something feel wrong, and you know, especially to a lot of people, because I know it's a lot of white people. It's a lot of white people that have been in these situations, and they're just scared to speak up. And it's just like, I've been in a situation where I'm scared to speak up, but girl, kind of like, but still. So yeah, I just want to come on here to share that. That was a handful, and like I said again, I might start doing this. I don't know, but um, like I said, I felt educated and it answered a lot of questions for me. So I hope that you feel educated and that it answers a lot of questions for you, because this show did answer questions for me. Girl, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So again, just to give you a just convert white supremacists is um convert white supremacists and avert white supremacists is different. So convert white supremacists is going to all these Black Lives Matters movements, um doing all this stuff for the people. I'm for the people, but you don't understand, or when a person of color talks about their their experience in racism, you downplay it, or you say like or another example, which I have to find these videos and put them in there, put them in the thingamajiggy. But another example is I saw Farrakhan, and he was talking about racism and a whole lot of other stuff, and it was like white people up in the stage, and they was just like, oh no 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 no, oh no 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 no, you know what I'm saying? um so yeah, avert is like, it's like, the more sober stuff that we know, like KKK, all the racist stuff, which is why some child cartoon, because I had my favorite show was Betty Bob, and I loved that show. I loved that show until I saw because I one day I came across a racist a racist, what you call it, um episode, and I was sitting there watching it because they had like, it was like babies, and all of the babies, it was all the babies, and then there was some babies that came up there that looked like monkeys and had big old red lips, and just sat there and cried, and then ran back to the mama. Well, no, they proceeded to have the monkey babies, which were the ones that were portrayed as black people, eat watermelon. cry, and then go back to their mama, which they had as a big monkey. That was the last time I watched that episode. I mean, that was the last time I watched Betty Bob, because that's utterly disrespectful on every level. And like I read in the definition, if you don't know, educate yourself. Because I was just educated, girl. I was just educated. I was just educated, girl. You know what I'm saying? I was just educated. But anyways, yes, I want to share that with you guys, to inform you guys, you know. And I should be inserting the clips here, because all the clips came off Facebook, so they should be inserted here. We don't know if editor Q going, we don't, we might do some scooping or something, you know what I'm saying? But yes, that's the conclusion of what I want to tell you guys. Educate yourself. Educate yourself on stuff, because like that goes back to what I was saying before. Sometimes we don't know we don't know that we're being abused. Like I told you, and then like I told you in my situation, she was just downplaying it, like, oh yeah, it's not what you saying, like everything that you perceive is not a reality. Q, downplaying it. And so I just want to spare awareness. I was a little scared because they was downstairs, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, if you feel so blatantly to if you feel blatantly if you feel comfortable to do that, I shouldn't feel uncomfortable to split out the behavior. So yeah, and I would be inserting the videos, the clips, because they came off Facebook. Once I figured out that definition, I typed it in. I ran here. I ran here. I ran here. You hear me? I ran here. Because I was like, I want to educate some more people about what I learned. So yeah. Mwah. And I also wanted to add another thing, like Bossy Bruja said, um, you just don't know that you're being abused, because I'm gonna keep repeating it. You just don't know that you're being sometimes you just don't know that you're being abused, which also it's a highly, because it's like, even though the things that are taboo shouldn't be taboo, like talking about pedophilia, how you can have pedophilia and molesters in your family. Girl, what's the word? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or just different stuff like hygiene, BVs, infections. Certain stuff shouldn't be taboo. That's taboo, because it's like I said again. You shouldn't be in a situation where you have to, like, you don't even know that you're being abused. It should be places, and it should be um just like social media raises up all that drama and everything. They should be raising up different, like, different definitions of different types and names of abuse. Because like I said, if I didn't know that, what I figured out, if I didn't know that, I wouldn't know what I knew now, because I had so many questions, and I didn't know the answers to them. And now I got answers to questions I need to answer. And also the protectors of abusers, like, stop making them feel so comfortable in their planet disrespect, because it's disrespect. Check them out on their behavior, because if it's repetitive, that's an issue. Check them out on their behavior. Don't try to collar them and be like, oh, it's okay. No, check them on their behavior. Or if they feel like as though, like, oh, I regret what I did. All right, now we're gonna figure out why you did what you did. You know what I'm saying? Check them on their behavior, because it shouldn't be like, I also wanted to say that too. It shouldn't be situations where we don't know that we're being abused. You know, like stuff that is taboo shouldn't be taboo. Like why do we, as women, if we're having problems, or just this is just one example, if we're having problems, um, you know, with our vagina health, and we don't know, like, okay, like what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to use, like who I'm supposed to talk to, because social media, they be shaming people for the utterly most dumb stuff. Like people, like when people need help, they be shaming stuff. Like it was a situation, y'all know. It was a situation with the whole Lana and Nick situation, which I don't get into drama, but and I saw, I don't agree with some stuff that Lana did. I don't, but I saw where most of them was basically bullying her for needing help. You know what I'm saying? For needing help and being like, okay, girl, I can't afford this stuff, and they won't let me. That part I didn't like. Now the rest support, I'm not gonna comment on that because I don't do drama. But like they social media, they push you down, and they when you need help. And so then you feel weird, um and that's just one of the things that's taboo. Like us as women, we should know our body. Like, of course, and some more information that I want to share, because this is going to be a little long video, and some more information that I want to share for all of my women out there. um so, because I learned this, and I didn't know this, I learned this from someone else. This is another little thing that I learned that I want to share with you guys, because baby, this was a while back, but I still wanted to share with you guys. So we have, okay, so us women, we have 4 cycles. We have the luteal, the menstrual, the follicular, and the ovulation. So the luteal is when you have discharge. So, okay, I'm gonna get deep into it. Hold up, I hope y'all can still hear me. Hold up, child, because I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. But the luteal is when you have discharge. The more discharge that you have, the more closer that you are to your period. Okay, that's the time where you like, okay, like that's the time where your body's telling you like, hey, that discharge is single. Like, for one, you're close to your period. For two, it's like, hey, you better get everything done that you need to get done, because your hormones, put y'all up here, your hormones finna go down. They finna go down. They finna go down. So you finna get tired. Make sure everything that you got on your to-do list, you need to get it done. Okay? You need to get it done. Okay? That's on period. And then the menstrual cycle, of course, that's your like hibernation time, where you might experience fatigue, bloating, mood swings, which you can search up like different foods that you need to eat to make the cycle, because we go on the cycle. My cycle is 29 days. That's including all of the everything. The whole cycle can maneuver from 27 to 32 days, according to Google. Because I like to search stuff up, because, like, girls, like I said again, certain stuff that's taboo shouldn't be taboo. And that was a breath, mouth getting dry. But like I said, that's when the bloating, the mood swings, the fatigue, that's like your hibernation time. You need to be doing the bare minimum, because you need to make time for rest time. Because if you all go, girl, you gonna shut down, then you gonna be sitting there looking stupid. Shut down. burnt dye, which is something that I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you have the follicle. My follicle lasts 3 to 5 days. Um, based on some information that I learned. It's not good to eat over processed foods, and I decided to do it. I decided to do it one day. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure y'all can hear me. I decided to do it one day, and when I tell you, I did not feel good. So if you can, don't eat uh like what did I have? I had Taco Bell. Um, I was eating Hot Pockets, chicken pot pies. Um, what else? Um, what else was I eating? I was eating, the little Debbie cakes. You know, I was eating those stuff like that. And so it's not recommended for you to eat any over processed foods during this time. Now let's see, because I wanna see if I can find any more let me see if I can find any more information on the follicle, because we gonna learn something together. Okay, period. Because and then like certain stuff like how long do you leave a pad on? I don't know. I leave I leave mine on for 3 to 4 hours. You know, like certain stuff that we need to know. All right. So, all right. So this is the information. So we're gonna learn together, girl. This need to move out the way. Hold up, boo. All right. So, according to Google, this is what it says. This is gonna be a little long one because I like rambling. I'm rambling. I love rambling. Like because when I be thinking as I be speaking. So I'll be like having, and then when I be getting off camera, I be having so many new ideas. Like I be having so many new points. I be like, "Girl, you so smart." Clock it. But okay, so according to Google, it says the follicle phase is the first phase of the menstrual cycle and the beginning on the first day of the menstrual and lasting until the ovulation. So during this phase, what they say, girl, wait a minute, because I don't know how to pronounce these words. The hold up, let me see if I can civilize it. So okay, so during this stage, the hypothalamus releases gonadotropin releasing hormones. Okay, I got that one, which stimulates the pituitary gland to release follicle stimulating hormone, which is FSH, which I don't know what that is. We don't know what that is. And loosening hormones. These hormones promote the growth of follicles in the ovaries. With the one follicle, I guess okay, with follicle, typically developing into a mature egg ready for ovulation, testosterone levels rise during this phase, thickening the uterine lining. So that thickening the urine. Oh, girl, what happened? Thickening the uterine lining. So when you have your menstrual cycle, according to Google again, when and according to I use Stardust. I use multiple ones because some of the ones that I use they be using our information. I be like, girl, what you been using your information? Like as women, especially as a black woman, we have the right not to trust the health department because they then gave us some reasons. Okay, clock it. But okay, so during the follicle phase, The follicular phase is categorized by a rise in estrogen levels, which is crucial for the follicle. Okay, so I said it right the first time. The follicular development and endometrium thickening, so urine thickening. It usually lasts from 10 to 22 days, which ovulation occurring around day 14 in a 28-day cycle. Okay, so like I said, mine lasts from 27 to 29 days. That's my full cycle. And also during the ovulation, I learned that girl, what was that? During the ovulation, I learned that you can also experience cramps during the ovulations, which I experienced, and I was like, "Well, I'm experiencing this." And then the same day that I said that, I opened up Stardust, and they was just like, "Girl, this is why." Um, Stardust, they have some really good stuff, but they be locking their stuff, and I don't like that. Like, how you gonna have to make education should be free, knowledge should be free. Why am I paying for this? Like, girl, I'm not saying you're trying to get your coin, but I need to know about some things. Okay, so let's see, girl. Okay, so it says during the follicle phase, biased body temperature is typically lower than in. Before I was rudely interrupted by my camera saying that I ain't got no more storage. We gonna continue. So it says some individuals may experience period-like symptoms during the follicular phase, such as bloating, cramps, nauseousness, breast tenderness, lower back pain, headache, tiredness, or mood swings. So okay, period. And what else to say? So it says productivity. Many people report feeling more energetic and productive during this phase, making it a good time to for focused work and physical activity. Okay. Okay, girl. Like I said, it's when you most energized. Oh, this tastes so good. And so it says stress management. Engaging in self-care activities like relaxation techniques and mindfulness can help manage any potential discomfort or mood changes during this phase. Now, we're gonna move on to the luteal phase. We're gonna see. These may not be in order, but we're gonna move on to them. Let's see. So, according to Google, the luteal phase is um the second half of the menstrual cycle occurring after ovulation and before menstrual. You got it. Write it down. You hear me? Okay. So during this phase, the body prepares for potential pregnancy with the rising testosterone levels. If pregnancy does not occur, hormone levels drop. Um, if pregnancy and menstruals begin, restarting this cycle. According to the health information sites like Clue, the luteal phase typically lasts about 14 days, but can range from 11 to 17 days. So for me right now, I just got off my cycle a couple days ago, and I'm in my follicular phase. So I'm experiencing period-like symptoms. Like right now, I'm experiencing cramping and just feeling like my period finna come on. So that's one real life prime example. So Google right about that. So it says hormone changes. Testosterone dominates in the urine lining thickets to prepare for a potential um the embarrass. So Like I was telling y'all before, bloating, fatigue, breast tenderness, mood changes, and other PMS. So again, like I forgot to also add, you can experience fatigue. Get all your stuff done, girl. So when your period comes, you can rest. Okay. So if pregnancy does occur, the corpus luteum breaks down hormone levels and the corpus luteum, the structure that produced testosterone, is rescued by HCG, whatever that is, and the luteal phase is extended. So, like they said, if it don't occur, you already know what happened. Blood, 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 blood. So, like I say, I like to define this as a time where you experience, like, during my luteal phase, I'm sure some of my experience. Why I glowed up like that? During my luteal phase, I experienced, like, that's like the time where I'm getting ready to wind down. Like, that's the time where I'm like, all right, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and get all of my stuff together. Like, let me go ahead and do all my little last tasks. I may be experiencing some tenderness on my breast, but that differs. Um, Not only that, what else? I also experienced cramps. So, like, the week before the week. So 2 weeks prior, 2 weeks 2 weeks prior to my period, I experienced cramps. Okay. And then when I get closer and closer, like I said, discharge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as I notice, paying attention to my body, as I notice, the more discharge, the more discharge, the closer I get to my period. Um, yeah, you clock it. That's just how but that's the information that I learned, and then this information from Google. And so, some people, you may have mood swings, get aggravated, anxiety, sadness, and changes in appetite. So, for me, the closer I get to my period, the larger my appetite gets. So, like in the beginning of my luteal phase, I may eat like, okay, but when I get closer, like mainly like and when I get on my menstrual cycle, I like to eat down. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I like to eat. Like, girl, okay, I just had 2 slices of pizzas, but I need some more. I need some more. I need some more. Okay, so, and then some other symptoms during your luteal phase is sensitivity to rejection, hot flashes, sleep disturbance, and changes in drive. If you get what I'm saying. So yeah. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do the ovulation. So before I before I go ahead and do this, discharge is this is the information I learned. Discharge is your body telling you like, oh, all right. I'm just telling you that your period is about to come. Okay. And based on me and what I've learned, okay, you see some more discharge. Okay, you see more discharge. Okay. I think it's time for your period, which you already know by other factors, because you know, okay. Uh, you know, even though we don't know some things about our body, the medical field likes to think that we're dumb if we don't know nothing about our body. But you know your body, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know your body. So the ovulation. So okay, so I'm getting educated too, because girl, I thought it was the other way around. I thought the follicle was the shortest, but the ovulation phase is a short period, usually occurring around day 14 of a 28-day menstrual cycle, when a mature egg is released from an ovary and travels down the fallopian tube. This is a phase where fertilization is possible, making it the most fertile time for conception. So this is a time where mucus. So this is a time where you will have, instead of it being discharged, it'll be mucus. It'll be like slimy. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's also what I've learned. Not from Google, from us, from just like paying attention to my body. So let's see what else Google says. So Google says hormone changes. So a surge in the luteinizing hormone triggers the release of the egg. Girl, I don't know what that means. So the egg is viable for about 24 hours. And what does that? And sperm can survive for up to 3 days, making it the most fertile time. Okay, girl. That was a little bit hard for me to say, you know what I'm saying? But so again, like they say right here, tracking. So they said methods like ovulation predictor kit, which they have those. It almost looks like a pregnancy thingy, but it predicts when you're the most fertile. It tells you when you're the most fertile. And also cervix mucus. Like I said again, instead of discharge, you'll have the mucus. And basal body temperature monitoring can help pinpoint ovulation. I don't know about all that other stuff, but when you are the most, when you'll know when you're the most fertile, because you'll, instead of it being discharged, you'll be mucus. Girl, yeah. Okay, I don't know none of these fancy words, so if you want to go a little bit dive deeper, you dive deeper. Let me see what this little, okay, what is this? So yeah. So like I saying, with the discharge, it's saying, hey, it's time. It's time. The more, okay, you might see a little line in your panties. It's time. Ooh, the more closer that you get to it, the more closer that you, and the more discharge that you see in your panties, the more it's like, all right, girl, your period around the corner. But like I said, that is a factor. And also, I experienced cramps 2 weeks prior to my period. I've heard, especially, because doing my period cuddles, I might make a little video. I made a video daily life of my period, but I might, do like a little update or something. But what else, girl? Well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, doing my, period searches, because I like to search up different stuff about the periods, um, just to learn more. And I be looking at like period comfort videos of people and stuff like that. And like it was some women in the comments where it was this one girl in the comments. She was like, she experiences um cramps 3 weeks prior. I experienced the cramps 2 weeks prior, so that will be considered the luteal phase. Now we got when that bloody, and it was another thing. It was another situation where, like, I saw this woman. She was she was showing her period, like, because she had a period product. She saw period underwears, and so she was showing her period pad that had blood on it, and it was somebody commenting. I forgot what they comment, but I was just like, this is the least thing to be disgusted about. I mean, you can't help if you're disgusted about blood, but don't comment on it in a shame manner, because like I said, some stuff that's taboo shouldn't be taboo. Ain't no way we don't know how to keep up, with our health. Ain't no way that we don't know, like, it's just different things that shouldn't be taboo that's taboo, and I don't like that. Even though it's uncomfortable, you got to get past that uncomfortableness, because at the same time, that uncomfortableness can lead a generation of people that's like, oh, and even, I would say again, even not addressing it's created a generation that we have today. My generation, Generation Z, 1995 to 2015. I was born 2008. It's created a generation where we're asking questions. We're like, okay, and I like the generation that I'm in today, because we are a very rebellious generation. You know, we are. I have to give it to us. Um, but sometimes we be a little bit stupid with it. But we are a rebellious generation, and for the person that I am, I love that. I love that. I love that for us. I love that. I love that for us. Okay. So anyway, because I like to ramble. This, I don't know how we went. How I don't know, girl. I don't know how we went to convert white supremacists to period cycle, but like I said, when I turn the camera off, I'll be like, "Girl, you so smart." And I had to turn the camera back on. I said, "Girl, we're gonna have to catch this. We're gonna have to talk about this, because okay, we're gonna have to talk about this. This is gonna have to be talked about today, right now, in this moment, right now, in this moment, right now, in this moment." And you can see my shirt. You see, I don't know if you can't read it because it's gonna be backwards, but it says, if you find me offensive, I suggest you quit finding me." Clock it. So if anybody be in my comments talking about this, girl, you can, you can get out. Bye. Yeah. But, because like I said, that's another example of convert supremacy, a convert white supremacist is when somebody, again, like I said, when somebody of color brings up um racism, they downplaying it, or they be like, oh, or they be like, they just moving on, or they make it seem like it's not what it is when it is what it is, because I experienced it. I can't. But now, this is the last little thingy. I'm gonna see if I can insert the videos, because I don't know. I have to see, because I did get one video, but I don't know if I can find the second video. But if I find it on YouTube, what I do is, and if I can't link it, or I don't feel like linking it, putting the videos up in there, I will link it in the description, and you can watch that in the description. Okay? So check the description. Always check the description, because I always have something in the description 24/7. Every time. Oh, girl, I try to wink. Yeah, I don't know how to wink. I don't, you know. And oh, girl, this gonna bring me to another topic. We're gonna do this menstrual cycle, then I'm gonna get into this topic, because I'm gonna just, the yap session 1-on-1. The yap session 1-on-1. That's what we're gonna name it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna name it. I might have a little podcast or something. I don't know, because I'm yapping 24/7. Clock it. Um, that's the side of thing of being a thinker, being a daydreamer. Okay, so the menstrual cycle is a monthly process in females where the body prepares for potential pregnancy, according to Google. I forgot to say that. It evolves, well, according to AI, because it's AI overview. That's a whole nother topic. So this gonna be a long one because I have 2 topics I gotta top, and I gotta finish this fast or I'm gonna forget it. Actually, let me write it down because I already forgot the. So this gonna be Yap Session 1-on-1. Okay, I mean this gonna be Yap Session 1. Okay, girl. Okay. So okay, so boom, that's the first topic. I forgot the first other topic. What was the other topic? It'll come back to me, but I'm gonna remember this one. I'm not somebody that writes down stuff, but knowing how my brain works and when I talk, I think about stuff. I have to write down stuff because if I'm talking about something, I don't talk about what I'm thinking about right now, but forget it. I know plenty can relate. But okay, so according to Google, it says it involves the release of the egg, thickening of the urine lining, and if pregnancy doesn't occur, the shedding of that lining. So, like I said, the shedding of that urine line, which causes bleeding. The average cycle is 28 days, but can range from 21 to 35 days. My bad. It can vary between individuals and even month to month. So, for me, I used to get my period. I used to get my period like at the end of the month, and it goes into the next month, so like 31st, first, second, because my period lasts 5 days. So 31st, first, second, third, fourth, and then you might as well count that 6 day, because you know how the period be. It be want to trick you. It be the period. It be like, oh girl, we off, and then boom, it come back on. We got to talk about that because ain't no way you tricking me like this. I'm now look at you. I didn't put something on, and then now it's bloody. So now I gotta take it off because I thought my period was on, but it ain't. It ain't. I thought my period was off, but it ain't gone. But it is something that we have to talk about. Okay. These are topics that I talk with the people that I talk with my mom about these topics, and I talk about y'all because I talk with y'all because y'all my yapple. Y'all ain't got you got to listen to me. Yes, because we're besties, so you have to listen to me. Clock it, put it in the pocket, lock it, jock it. Girl, okay. So, all right. So, according to Google, the menstrual cycle is the shedding of the urine line, which causes blooding if pregnancy doesn't occur. So, a follicles in the ovaries mature and one becomes dominant, preparing to release an egg. The dominant follicle releases an egg during the ovulation into the fallopian tube. During the luteal phase, the urine lining continues to thicken and the body prepares for potential implantation of a fertilized egg. Okay, you got that? Clock in. Okay. Girl, try to throw somebody. Girl, I thought that. Girl, listen, baby. I don't play when it comes around. I don't play. I don't play. So, okay, this is the definition of all these little words, these little fancy words that they're trying to stir us around with. So, okay, the menstrual cycle is tightly regulated by hormones, primarily from the pituitary gland and ovaries, which I learned again today. I went to Stardust and I learned that the pituitary gland, I forgot what it said. It said something about the pituitary gland helps. Oh yeah, the helps with the follicle eggs and stuff like that. It helps with that. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I'm trying to make sure this mic is still up on here. But this gonna be a long one for the books. This is called the Yap Session 1. Controversy. It's either gonna be controversy. It's either gonna be convert white supremacy. Or y'all, I learned something new. It might, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But okay, so the GNRH, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's that gonotropian word that I was talking about earlier that I didn't know how to pronounce. Yeah, it's that one. So it says released by the hippocampus, whatever that is, stimulates the pituitary gland. So, most of this stuff got to do with the pituitary gland. Okay, so the pituitary gland, what I'm learning from all of this, the pituitary gland plays a big part in this. Y'all, I'm from the country, so strawberry. Some of these words I ain't gonna say right because of this, they tongue tied. And then, so the other thing that they mentioned in one of the cycles is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, stimulates follicle growth in the ovaries. Clock it. And then you have the LH, which I say I know what that means. The luteinizing hormone triggers ovulation and stimulates the ovaries to produce testosterone and progesterone. All right, that's a tongue tire. So, estrogen and progesterone. Ovary hormones that regulate the menstrual cycle and prepare for the uterus for pregnancy. So, and it's just like like I said, it's just like the follicle. It's just like the follicle in the luteum. You experience mood changes, cramping, bloating, and mood swings. I remember one time I knew my periods. I remember one time I knew my periods finna come because I was up there. I was up there. I was just up there because there's a bed up there. I was just up there, and I was just sitting there, and I was getting aggravated, hot, and crying, finna cry for no reason. And then, especially during my period, girl, if I have a craving and I don't get it, girl, I'm finna start crying. Like I remember one day, I had this craving. Right now, mind you, it was we went to Applebee's. Girl, hold up. We went to Applebee's, right, y'all? I'm gonna have to put y'all right here because, baby, my back hurt. All right, I'm gonna put this light on so that y'all can see me. All right, because baby, we got to get comfortable, boo. You understand me? Because I'm gonna be talking y'all head off, and y'all go sit here and listen to me. Because, like I said, we besties. We FaceTiming right now, so you can't clock it. So they don't Google, from what I'm understanding, Google don't give you nothing. They just say, okay, girl. They don't be giving nothing about the menstrual cycle. But I'm gonna tell you myself. So you experience stuff like, I hope it ain't too light, girl. May look a little greasy. But I'm gonna just give you some stuff. Mood changes, cramping, bloating. The first day, y'all, my last period, like the first 3 days of my period, girl, I was cramping so bad. Like I was cramping so bad, and I was so tired. Cause girl, I be staying up late too. I gotta stop staying up late too because I'm staying up. I took a picture and I said, "Oh, girl, you look tired." But yeah. I like talking like this because, baby, to be honest, I get nervous talking to people in public or just talking to people like in face to face because I don't know, like it just be nerve wracking. Like with certain people, I feel comfortable, but it just be nerve wracking because I be like, oh my god, AliExpress, get up off my screen. All right, so yeah, so the first 3 days of my period, girl, I was cramping so bad. I said, "Oh my god, I could do nothing but sleep." And I have to this month. I'ma for sure get me a heating pad. I'm for sure gonna have to get me a heating pad. Um, I for sure gonna have to get me a heating pad because, baby, This ain't gonna help. My mama had a massager because they don't talk about the back pain cramps. They don't talk about the back pain during your period. They don't want to mention that. They want to mention everything else. Oh this, oh that, oh this. Girl, I'm finna get to nitty gritty. I'm gonna tell you the truth. No sugar coating. Sugar honey iced tea without the sugar. Okay, because it's a hit. And if you missing it, then hey, okay, period. Clock it. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna be back, y'all. Hold up. All right, y'all, we back. We back like crack. We back like crack in the 80s. Girl. Oh, let me get some water. So yeah. The next thing that I want to talk about. The next thing that I want to talk about. All right, that's enough of that. So let me see if there's any more information about the menstrual cycle. Because again, they give you everything else about the menstrual cycle, but they don't give you catch it so I won't lose it. They don't give you good they don't give you information as much as they gave information for ovulation cycle. They just give you information on other cycles. It's just like, girl, I need to know the tea. Like I need to know the tea. You understand me? You understand me? I need to know the T. The T to 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 T T T T T T. Y'all gonna be sick of me because I got my mic fixed. So I'm gonna be yapping. Okay. So, two books that I recommend because last year I was listening to Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic heavy last month. And I can't recall now this second book I haven't got, but this first book I used, and I definitely recommend you to anybody with a menstrual cycle to read it, or just anybody in general. But if you naturally are a woman and go through a menstrual cycle, it's gonna hit hard. It's gonna hit the coast because you're gonna understand it. But it's so many topics I got. But it's gonna hit better. It's called Her Blood Is Gold. Not only is it that's one that I read. Now it's another one that I haven't read. I think it's called Dragon. Hold on, let me see. Dragon Time. Yeah, Dragon Time. They get it on thrift books. I like to get it. Yeah, I don't like when it comes to books like this. I don't know. I don't trust when it comes to books like that. I think it's called Dragon Time. Oh yeah, Dragon Time, Magic and Mystery of Minstrel. I want to get that book. I might have to get it for Amazon because But when it comes to stuff like this, I noticed that when it's Amazon, like one book that I want to get which another one that I recommend because I like learning about stuff about the mind. So you know it's a hard read, but one book that I definitely recommend is I got so many books. One book that I definitely recommend is The Time Traveler's Theory of Relativity. Another book that I recommend. Where is it? Oh, hold on. I think I packed it up because, like I said, we moving. But another book that I recommend is. Oh, it's dark up in here. Let me see, boo. Let me get this child. I got a whole thing of books that I'm finna sell because we finna move. Oh, don't fall, baby. Oh, don't fall on me, baby. I'm gonna have to put y'all right here for quick. Let me know if y'all can hear me when I do this. When I do this part, let me know if you can hear me. All right. So, because I like to learn about the mind. So it was a hard read for me because, like I said, I'm I'm a very intuitive person, so I feel everybody's emotions. And not only that, I'm a sensitive person, so I'm sensitive to a lot of things, including energy. But um, what else to say? And yeah, I'm also sensitive to people emotions and stuff like that. Stuff just hit me. But I don't think I sold it. No, I wasn't finna sell that book. I know I wasn't. I don't know where it's at, y'all, but it's called. I found the book from this Kendrick Lamar. This Kendrick Lamar. It was this Kendrick Lamar song that I was listening to. It's called Wesley's Theory. Um, and so I got that book, and I got the book. I got the book, and I'm not gonna talk about everything because I think I want to do the yap sessions more. I think I want to do them more because I have so much to talk about. So I am gonna write some. Um, I am gonna write some down that I'm gonna read for next yap session because this is a long yap session. It was supposed to be about one thing and one thing only. Um, but yeah, I recommend if you're a person that loves reading stuff about the mind, I recommend reading that. Um, what's another good book? Oh, this book that I'm reading now. Like I said, I recommend it for you guys. I've been life has been life, and so I haven't been reading like that. So I'm slowly but surely getting back into reading. Um, what else do I want to talk about? Those are the book recommendation. Dragon Time, Magic and Mystery. Minstrel. That's another one. That's another. Oh, I got it in the side of my thingy. Okay, I got it in the side of my suitcase, y'all. But that's another thing. That's another thing that I want to share with you guys. I learned about the book through Kendrick Lamar, the Wesley's Theory, and I was like, okay, like what is this? Like, I was looking at the comments. I was like, okay, what this is? Yeah. Because he was talking about. I was like, okay, and okay, so yeah, I learned about the book. So, like I was saying, um, I learned about the book through Kendrick Lamar Wesley's Theory, and I'm like, okay, what this is, and like I said again, that goes back to what I was saying before. I don't be trusting Amazon with books like this because they like to mess stuff up. Because first I was gonna get it from Amazon. Wait, did I get no? First I was gonna get it from Amazon. Well, I got it from Amazon, but first I was gonna get it from this other whatchamacallit, um it was like this other thing from Amazon, but then there was like the pages missing and stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, let me get it. I'm gonna get and then I ended up getting it from another outlet on Amazon. Which when it comes to books like this, they be so cheap and I don't be knowing why. Like, um why is stuff so hard to find? Like the 10th Insight, this book, it was easy to find every other book, but this is the book that was hardest. And I was skeptical because it was cheap. It was so cheap, and I was so like skeptical. And I was like, I don't know. I got so many book recommendations for y'all, so y'all better get ready. Y'all better be writing it down. Um, I'm not gonna post this video today. I'm gonna post it tomorrow. But yeah, um, It's another book, even though it's kind of patriarchy. It's a book that I like. It was on my Pinterest. Let me pull it up. I ended up selling the book. I didn't mean to sell that book. I'm about to get it again. I didn't mean to sell that book. Well, I don't think, girl, I don't know if I sell it or not, child. I'm moving stuff around so much, I be forgetting. Um, but let me see. I shared the book with y'all when I first like when I first when I first oh, here we go. When I first was able to go live on here, Otivica E. Butler, Wild Seed. Now it was some patriarchy books that it was not patriarchy, it was some patriarchy parts in there, but that book was so intriguing. I hope I didn't sell it, but if I did, I'm gonna get it again. But like I said again, that book, The 10th Insight, was Holding the Vision. It was so hard to get, and then it was so cheap that, like I said, I was skeptical on getting it. Like, I was so skeptical on getting it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I gotta listen. I be seeing a lot of books. Like it's this another book that I want to get. When God Was a Woman. I Was a Black Woman. Another book. Um, it was just another. Well, it's actually a movie. It's Black Lesbian America. Well, not this, but it's a movie about a black lesbian in America, like being black and gay in America. Because uh, especially, especially, like I said, like I did during Pride Month. Um, I try to approach, a lot of the shame that I did with around being gay, because I'm bisexual. But around being gay, I approach it with like stuff that makes me feel holy, like that makes me feel less shameful. So I I found a couple of movies that just really make me feel whole and sane and make me just feel like, like, during hard times that I have a community. You get what I'm saying? Another book that I want to get is, uh, another book that I want to get is Women Who Run with Wolves. Uh, and another thing that I want to say, it's this other book, Stop Telling Women to Smile. I remember I once saw this woman. I remember I once saw this woman. I saw this woman on Instagram or some type of platform, and multiple women, and they was like, "Stop telling us women to smile. Stop telling us women to smile." And then I was like, "What? Why is y'all saying that? Like, I don't get why you're saying that." And then I experienced it one day, and it was just like, it's just like I don't know how to explain it. You have to be a woman and really like have the experience to understand. But for me, the best way I can explain it so that um other women can understand what I'm coming for, or if men, because I know it's some men watching me, can understand where I'm coming from. Is It's like, okay, you as a woman in patriarchy, or you growing up as a little girl and you being over sexualized by dress code. Like, oh, you shouldn't wear that, it's distracting the boys, stuff like that. That's the best way I can explain that. And then even that doesn't do it justice, because then you would have to go in depth. Then you would have to go in depth on like all the troubles that women have gone through history and still going through. Um, and even deeper than that, you just have to feel and really get it. Know what I'm saying? But I got so many books that I want to get, girl. It's so many books. Another book that I want to get, y'all, and let me know if you got this book and recommend me some books though. Another book that I want to get, is Black Girl. It's a series. Black Girls Must Be Magic. Black Girls Must. Girl, I'm back. Girl, I had to get my other phone from my from in my room. I had to get my other phone because this phone acting stupid. And this is clear, girl. We look good. I don't look like I look better. Like I look like skin glisten. You see these bands too nice. The only thing that I gotta do is be black, be a woman, and die. As long as I'm succeeding that, I'm doing the thing. But like I was saying, girl, because I'm like I said, the Yap session one. I might drop some other ones. I already got some other ideas for the next Yap session. Um, so the other books that I wanted to get was a series again. Because it's going to bring up another topic. Black Girls Must Be Magic. It's Black Girls Must Die Exotic. It's a series. It's Black Girls Must Die Exotic. Black Girls Must Be Magic and something else. But another thing that I want to address and really bring up is why libraries are so important. I'm seeing stuff where like they're thinking, well, I saw some stuff. I don't see stuff no more, but I saw some things back, like maybe like a couple of months ago, where they were talking about like getting rid of libraries and stuff like that. And when I tell you someone that uh someone that has a library card, I got two of them. I got I got two of them, because they give you the little. I don't know if they do where y'all at, but they give you the big card and they give you one you can handle keychain. Being able to get these books and yeah. with my library card. Oh, with my library card, I have Lippy, so I can place hopes, and I can also read magazines. Um, not only if not only can I read magazines, I can. They got an app, Hoopla, and I can. It was this new series that I want to watch. Of course, if for some reason it wouldn't let me log in, but it was this new series that I wanted to watch. And I searched it up and it was like, oh girl, it's on Hoopla. I said, okay, girl, okay, period. Because, and just like again, being educated, being able to have these libraries and being able to have a library card is so important because a lot of these books, a lot of these times where like I'm like, okay, I want this book, but I don't have the money right now to get it, or I can, just to support my local library, all of these books, like I can just go to the library and get. Or if I'm not, like, let's say if I'm somebody on the go, let's say I got a library in another state, and let's say I got a library in another state, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to go to that library. Guess what? Libby got it where you can still use your Libby got it where you can still use your library card, and then you can get audiobooks. You can read magazines, everything. I have the only thing now, it may be more stuff, but I know you can get I got free music, free unlimited music with my library card. Not only do I got that, I can do audiobooks. I got a couple of audiobooks on hold because them audiobooks got me on chokehold, especially 7 Days in June. I haven't read that book yet, but baby, I got it on hold. They talking about some 2 weeks hold. Wait, I can wait, cause baby, best believe I love going about my daily duties and listening to some audiobooks. Real quick, especially when I'm not really when I'm not really reading. Still get my reading in, clock it. Okay, put it in the pocket. But what else I want to talk to you guys? So yeah, that's why I feel as though libraries are so important. With Libby, like I said, got free music, and girl, this ain't even the best of it. I even can get a free, like if I want to go to the museum, I can go free of charge with my library card. So while y'all out there, so to all the people, the government or whoever doing it, Because they like to point it at one person to say that it's one person and it's somebody else. I don't really get into politics because I don't really care to learn it, and it's too, they have you thinking it's him and then it's her. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I think libraries, first of all, libraries is so important. It's so important for, I feel like, though it's so important for people like me, black girls like me, that daydream, that are sensitive, that have a wild imagination, just to be able to go to somewhere where you can just read, or being able to, even if you have a cell phone, to just be able to place a hole. And even, girl, this ain't even the best part. You know what you can do, boo? Not only that, if you see a book that they don't got, you can request the book and they'll get the book for you. And then as soon as the book come, you get it firsthand. Tell me, try to prove to me why libraries ain't good. And then they got computers that you can use free of charge with their Wi-Fi. And then you can go there and use their Wi-Fi. Tell me why libraries ain't important. Uh, Tell me why libraries ain't important. Okay. Cause if you ain't no reader, there ain't no excuse. But baby, you could just go there and just like clock it. And then during summertime, they got free meals for the kids. Clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it. Put it in a pocket. I want to give you another case. This case is cute, but I want to give you another case. Um, clock it. Put it in the pocket. But yeah, it's so many books that I want to get, but mainly I'm focusing on reading the books that I have, and then I'm gonna get some more books because I'm not gonna be having these many books and I ain't gonna be reading not one of them. Because I used to do stuff like that. I have books after books after books. Like I used to be reading books, listening to audiobooks, reading books, listening to music. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, um, what else? Oh, okay. This is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. The other stuff that I have written down. Well, two things I'm gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna be done, girl. I want to go outside, listen to me some music. Just like music, I feel the music. Like music, oh my god, music just makes me feel seen, heard, and loved. Like music and poetry, cause baby, I have to have an outlet. Cause baby, like I said, I'm sensitive to everything. So being that I am sensitive to everything, I feel heavy. You know what I'm saying? I feel hard. So I have to have an outlet because sometimes that be too much. Sometimes I just want to just take a break and not really not feel. If I'm being honest, not feel. Um, you know what I'm saying? So those are some book recommendations. I don't know. I don't know if I wanna, I love watching my content, but I don't know if I wanna go through all of this and do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Um I would definitely, matter of fact, I would definitely write down all the books that I talked about. So the first book that I talked about was Her Blood is Gold. Her Blood is Gold, Dragon Time. And to all my men that do love learning about the menstrual, and do learn about the female body, don't forget that you have females right there by you. Don't forget that. And don't be listening to any and everything, because some of baby, it took I think just a while back, they just now figuring out that period cramps is equivalent to a heart attack. And I'm pretty sure that women have been telling them about their cramps and they didn't listen, because like I said, let's not forget, in 1960 you took 600 black women uteruses without them knowing. We have a right to not trust the medical system. We have a right to do that. So yeah, we have a right to, if we do still want to go to the medical system, to have black people, people of color. I'm talking about ain't no men and women, cause no, if I'm a black woman, I'm gonna want a black woman to be mentor me. That's just me, especially in the medical system. It just feel wholesome. It just feel like a cuddle. Like I said, in hard times where you have to do something. You know what I'm saying. So the books that I recommended is Her Blood is Gold, and Dragon. Listen, I recommend. It's a highly recommendation to read Her Blood is Gold. As a woman, you just feel like you'll just feel, oh my god, like it'll make you feel like. And the number one thing that I do love that they talk about, why why did they demonize like woman in the Bible? She talks about that, baby. She got a prologue. She eats you up in the prologue. Eat you up in the prologue. Eat you up in the prologue. And you like, I'm telling you, you ain't even made a chapter one. She eats you up. My mama got the book, but let me see if I can search it. But it was something she was talking about Eve. Um, she was talking about um Eve. I'm gonna see if I can read, but it just makes you feel so whole. I never not liked my period, but you know we deal with a lot of, especially deal with a lot of shame. Like I said again, with all the murder that be going on in this world, for you to be, like I said again, with that woman in the whole period, she was showing her product. She sold period panties, so she was on her period and she sold her period pad. That shouldn't be something to be ashamed about at all. But again, you can't help that you um you may be queasy by blood, but or whatever. Um, but at the same time, in a situation like again, when we deal with so much shame and so much guilt and let me make it seem like I'm not on my period. Um, we deserve a space. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read this to y'all, cause baby, she ate me up in the prologue. I said, "Oh, girl, you got me." Hold up, let me log into my account real quick. But um, but yeah. All right. I think I already have one. But let me see y'all. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna read some of it to y'all. Girl, she chewed. She like I was like, oof, and you could tell from the comment that it had to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Which, like I said again, it goes back to another topic why it's so important to not differ these things. Like, of course, I'm a woman, and of course, it's important. It's very important for me to it's very important for me to know about my cycle, but it's also important um for men to know about cycles too, because that's in the history of women and different histories where we were shamed and da, 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 um or like, oh, like, get her away from us, she's um in situation like that, that wasn't appropriate to say, especially it's very important to teach about menstrual cycles, no matter the gender. It's very important because that will prevent situations where it's like It's like, especially with this one situation, which I couldn't blame him because he probably don't know nothing. Like I said, stuff is so taboo. Stuff is so taboo that is. What is it? Stuff is so taboo that's not supposed to be taboo. Like, it was this one circumstances where, okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right. This is one circumstances where this woman was on her period, right? And so the man was making a video. He was like, since you want to be nagging, she was in the shower. So mind you, beforehand, since you want to be nagging, I'm gonna show the world your bloody panties. If she's clearly in the shower, if she's clearly in the shower, and she clearly is in this. First of all, it ain't your business why she got no bloody panties on. She probably, I be with these pads. She probably messed them up. But for you to go out your way to make a public post, which she probably seen and felt so embarrassed, for you to make a public post, showing your girlfriend's bloody underwear that she put in her purse, because she was nagging. Duh. We go through mood swings on our period. You telling me you can't take a little bit nagging? Boy, if you don't shut up and sit back. So that's again why I say, see, you see how I be thinking about stuff, but it all loops up together. Which is why I feel like, again, stuff that's supposed to be taboo shouldn't be taboo. Boys should learn about the whole history of period, periods, menstrual cycle, the whole thing, the whole nines. Because baby, he probably thought that was okay. Well, yeah, I'm a woman, so I'm gonna think like a woman. He probably thought it was okay. I say this little boy junk because ain't no way, ain't no way you did that, boy. You telling me you can't take no little bit of nagging? If you don't shut up and sit back, and if it was any issue where you felt like you were hurt or anything, talk to her. Whoa. And I'm guilty of it. Coming to social media about my problems, I'm guilty of it. I've done it. I don't do it no more, but I've done it. So I can understand where you come from. That's the only thing that I learned about social media, because we grew up on social media. So that's where we're gonna go to cope. That's where we're gonna go to vent. That's where we're gonna go to soothe. That's where we're gonna go to do anything. So I understand that. I understand, going to the hold up, girl. I understand going to social media, about your problems, because I didn't done that, sometimes, but a couple of times. But in that situation, that was utterly disrespectful. That was utterly disrespectful. And I hope if I was him, I would have broke up with him after that. That was utterly disrespectful. That's embarrassing. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Um. So let me know. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one little more. I'm gonna do this last topic. Child, I'm like a pastor in church. You say it's about the end. He's still preaching. Um, let me know if you read the Black Girls series, like Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. Black Girls is because it's three of them. It's Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. Black Girls Must Be Magic, and what's the other one? Black Must Die. What's the other one? Cause I'm a rebellious person, and I'm all for breaking rules, and I'm all for bump the patriarchy, because we could care less. We don't care. We don't care. We could care less. We don't care. We don't care. And it's a lot of things, girl. I could go deep. It's gonna be another topic for the next yap session, girl. Cause I'm not gonna be up here. Cause this thing will be 3-4 hours when I'm talking. But I'm gonna write it down for the next yap session. Let me go ahead and write it down. Let me write it down, cause just in case I do forget it. Mm, let me see, where was it at? But yeah, y'all, listen, girl. I hope this mic is working, because baby, if I take this off and I see that it ain't, y'all ain't been hearing me, because it's something about that mic. I'm glad my mic is back working. I made sure to charge it and everything. Where is the book set? All right, there we go. So um and another thing I want to say, stop it, cause baby, stop sharing your stop cause I be seeing stuff, like I be seeing videos and stuff. Stop sharing your whole life story, your whole trauma story to people. Cause I just thought of a video that I saw. But, okay, so yeah, girl, we gonna talk good and long tomorrow, because I be on the internet. We gonna talk good and long tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Why did I say tomorrow? Um, Not tomorrow. Whenever I do the next yap session, cause I like this. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But what's the other one? I wanna get when God was a woman. It's another one that I wanted to get. Wait, what's the other one? Black girl must be magic. Black more. I want to get this other one. Oh, and if you ever, yeah, if you read Black and you read that whole series, if you ever read Walala by Nikki May, let me know, girl, because I want to get that book too. But I'm not going. Ooh, this is a good one. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get no more books until I get reading again, because babe, I got a book right now. I ain't even read yet. But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about, then I'm gonna wrap this up, is scare tactics with AI. And it just reminded me this. Um, I've been noticing they've been trying to do the whole like they did the stare tactic with technology. I just noticed that they been trying to do it with AI, but and oh, hold up, child. And I noticed that, oh, so many books I'm seeing, girl, that I want to write, that I want to get, girl. Please, and let me know y'all the book recommendations. But like I was saying, um, it's they be trying to do the whole little scare tactics with the whole AI situation, girl. Child, AI probably been existing the beginning before the beginning time. Just like they had to do they tried to do the whole scare tactic with technology when technology first came out. and that didn't work. I don't like how they're trying to do that because I saw this one app that they said is so called AI, and I was playing around with that app in 2020. And if that's the case, that means AI been existing for a long time because baby, ain't AI the whole ain't AI the whole little I don't know. Isn't correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't AI the whole little thing you be like, wouldn't Google be considered AI? If you like, let's say in a chat GPT concept, wouldn't Google be considered AI? Wouldn't Microsoft be considered AI? Like stuff that we go to like figure out answer or learn information, wouldn't that be considered AI? Because that's basically what chat GPT is. Wouldn't that like isn't you know but like I said, the whole scare tactics with AI, they try to do that. I don't like that at all. Um and stay sane, stay humble, bump the patriarchy because we don't care for the patriarchy at all. What else? Y'all want to start shopping on Etsy, girl, and what else I need to tell y'all? I think that's it. Yes, well, I wouldn't say stay humble because I don't. I figured out the definition of humble. I don't like the word humble. Stay. What else? Bump the patriarchy. Stay rebellious and stylish. And also, if you want to keep being rebellious and stylish, I suggest you click that link in the bio. I suggest you click that link in the bio and you shop with your girl because I got so many rebellious. Listen, like them quotes. I'm busting through the seams. I'm breaking rules at the age of 17. I'm breaking rules at the age of 17. Black young girl, but you know what I mean. Living wild, living long, living wild, living young, living free. Black young girl at the age of 17. I'm breaking seams. I'm breaking seams. I'm breaking rules. I'm breaking through the rules. But yes, that's all I gotta say to y'all. I don't know how this went from covered white supremacists, which I'm glad. And y'all also learned about black fatigue. Let me share that definition with y'all before we leave. We're gonna close out with that because I saw this white lady. She was using black fatigue, and girl, I guess she thought it meant that the world being tired of black people. But why would it be the world be tired of black people? We are the most phenomenal people on this planet. Even the people that know the people that don't know that they're black. So I figured out this. I figured out this new information. This last little bit that I'm gonna give to y'all, and then we're gonna do another yap session, y'all. Okay, but y'all got 2 videos in a row. Okay, this was a lot, but I love talking to y'all. I love talking y'all head off. Period. But so I'm gonna read to you what black fatigue is real quick. And then we're gonna close it out with this. So according to Google, according to AI overview. Black fatigue is referred to cumulative physical, mentally, and emotional exhaust. Hold on, I'm tongue tied. I don't know my water at. Emotional exhaustion, emotional exhaustion experienced by black individuals due to systematic racism and its ongoing impacts. This fatigue stems from the daily toll of navigating discriminatory systems, experience microaggressions, with ties back to what I was saying the first time, girl, and witnessing or experiencing racial injustice. The concept highlights how racism, beyond overt acts, erodes the well-being of black people. Okay. So key aspects of black fatigue. Systematic racism. Black fatigue is linked to the passiveness of racism, including both overt acts, KKK, the some examples I gave to you in the beginning of the video. Yeah. Well, not the beginning, but you know what I mean. And subtle micromanagement, which be fall up under the definition of convert white supremacists. Yeah, I might be a lawyer one day. I never know, cause I could be anything I wanna be. Fly, baby, fly. Oh no, that's not the song. Birds flying high. I love Nina Simone. Her music, you can tell she put everything into her music, because when she literally sang, and then they're gonna have some white person redo it for a commercial. Girl, is you stupid? And another thing, I don't know if that's just me. I don't know, but I find it disrespectful when you do what was that? What was that sound? I find it disrespectful when let's say like you do a contribute to you do like let's say you do a contribute to a let's say Michael Jackson Chicago song. Um I find it disrespectful to be cussing. Like, and I don't know, that's just me. I find it disrespectful if you're doing a tribute to somebody that you came from a generation before your time, or even somebody that you look up to. I find it disrespectful to be cussing. Like, let's say like okay, you did let's say like Contagious, Alice Brothers, you or a Michael Jackson, or Temptations, or Earth, Wind and Fire, or Nina Simone, or Josephine Baker, or my favorite girl, my Mexican rebellious queen, Celia Cruz, or but that's Mexican. But I would definitely, if you don't even guys understand. The mind does wonders. If you can tell when a song is sad because you start feeling sad, but for every black girl out there and black woman out there, but specifically for every black girl, I want you to put up Selena Cruz, and it's La Nega Temple. I think that's how I say it. La Nega Temple, La Nega Tempo. I want you to pull up the video and watch it. It brings me so much joy. One day I just got into Mexican music, but I think I'm the only one that don't know Spanish. I think I'm the only one. Well, I grew up on Spanish, but I stopped learning it. Um, but okay, let's get back to the black fatigue. Black fatigue is not just one instance of racism, it's but the constant exposure and enduring of these events that leads to fatigue. So, like I told y'all in my other video, um, and I searched this up. Black fatigue, like I said, the impact that it can have. Black fatigue can manifest in various ways, impacting physical health, mental health, anxiety, depression, and multiple emotional well being. So, exhaustion, physical exhaustion, and other things. And I searched it up on my phone, and it said, what it said. It said something different on my phone, but it said dissociation. I think, hold on, let me see. But I searched it up on my phone. Let me see. Let's search it up on my phone. This is the other phone. I'm glad I got two phones. Thank God that I got a phone. But let's see. All right. So now it's saying a different meaning. Okay, there we go. If it's not just physical tiredness, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual exhaustion, stemming from navigating a social life with microaggressions, the pressure to constantly prove oneself, in the exposure to news and experience of racial injustice. Um, so, like I said, impacting sleep, energy levels, and overall well-being. It encompasses the stress of navigating daily life with racism, the pressure to perform, and the emotional burden of witnessing and experience racial injustice. And then also here's some black people. I need you to listen right here, because this might be the issue. This might be the reason why you got that high blood pressure, black fatigue. Look what it say right here. So, it says black fatigue can manifest as depression, anxiety, chronic pain, high blood pressure, and other stress-related symptoms. It can increase to decreased productivity, difficult concentrating, and a general sense of disillusionment and disengagement. Feeling the need to examples of black fatigue, feeling the need to code switch, which I didn't know. This is new, girl. We're gonna get this a T. Feeling the need to code switch, adjusting one's behavior and community style to fit in or avoid negative judgments, experiencing convert white supremacy, experiencing microaggressions such as being asked to speak for all black people or being subject to insensitive comments, feeling the weight of responsibility to represent the entire black community in professional or social settings, being emotional drained about the news about racial violence and injustice, and it tells you um, because like I said, during hard times, I'm talking fast. So if you don't understand me, uh, baby, I apologize, but this is how I talk. So what I would say, like I said again, around me being gay, well, half gay, I'm half gay, but by me being bisexual and me dealing with shame when it comes to being gay and liking the same sex. Um, like I said, I approached the shame like I did. I did do some affirmations. So if you ever do deal with that, you can you can see them affirmations in the bio below. I mean in the videos below. I think it's like 2 months ago. But yeah. Um but what else was I finna say? Oh, what was I finna say? Girl, I done forgot. But oh yeah, me dealing with, like I said, with the shame around being gay, I approach that with community. So coping, like they said, coping with black fatigue. Um, so self care, engaging activities that promote relaxation, just being around community, or whether it don't have to be like literal people. It can just be, um, stuff like that brings me like that brings you comfort, that makes you feel seen and heard. Find you something if you're dealing with that, if you're dealing with a situation like this, because they love to hate, but they ain't like us. You know what I'm saying? Because we shouldn't have to be proven that another, like, we should be able to be like, black people are black people are the pearls in the diamonds and pearls, and then here come a white person up in the comments, or here come just a person da 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 da, but it be them up in the comments, and they just be like, but you know what I'm saying. That goes back to what I said earlier when we're talking about slavery, which another thing I don't like like I understand, like like that we don't really like sometimes we don't really get how deep slavery was, but why can't we learn about why can't we learn about when times that we were like times we were royalty, or etc etc, like every school year we got the only thing that they know about black people is that there was royalty, and they give us a few little handful of people. Like I want to know the depths. Like I want to know about people. Like I want to know about like I want to know about people of my color that act like me, that did amazing things. Like I'm not like what I'm saying. Like it seemed like the same year you learn about the same stuff, and it's just like, girl, you know what I'm saying? But like I want to learn about like black people in Korea, because I love Korea stuff. So I want to learn about black people in Korea, like just like the stuff like when stuff like that bursts the barriers, because you know even I like to say, oh, that's white people stuff. Oh, black people wouldn't do that. But l- l- finding out, like I love D&D. I love D&D. D&D. I found something that that's something that I found out that I really love because it's a lot of role playing. It takes a lot of imagination. I love it. Like you have like few rules, but some of the stuff you can make up. But of course, you have to have a dungeon master. But stuff like that. Burn the barriers of what's white and what's black. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that. Girl, this is gonna be a long episode. Get you a snack, girl. Get you some snacks. Listen, get you some snacks and get you, get you, like, get you some, get you some good, get you some food. Make sure you got some food, some snacks, some drinks, whatever you drink, whatever I don't know. Make sure you have you some comfort stuff because you're gonna be sitting here for a little bit. Wow. But like I was saying, um, like I was saying, yeah, like I want to learn about that. Like, why every year the only thing that school has to teach for us, the only thing they have to teach for us slavery, and then we get a couple of people like we got Booker T. Washington and somebody. It was somebody else. Like I want to learn about other people. Like I want to learn about people like versus the people that like. I want to learn about races of people that like when you look at people like, oh girl, they ain't black, but then you be like, okay girl, they black. Like these people is black. Like I want to learn about stuff that we did like in different states. Like of course, okay, girl, we know some of us came from Africa, but I want to know like other places where you think somebody else came for that, and then you see like I want to know about all the good things that we did. Um, like it's like I feel as though it's an intuitive motive it's a reason that you keep putting out these slavery movies, girl. Sometimes what I'm saying. I hope y'all get where I'm coming from. I'm trying to explain it the best I can, but like I want to learn about that stuff, like. And then it's like they don't be having no matter what grade they tell you the same stuff. It just get a little bit more advanced. It's just like okay, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the grocery. Let's get to the next bone rice and collard greens, cornbread, and lima beans. Let's get to chitlins. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, this was a long little vlog. A long little podcast. Okay, y'all, this is my podcast. The Yap Session 1. I think I'm gonna make. I think I'm gonna name it creative. I think I'm gonna name it. What's the definition I was talking about earlier? Oh, convert white supremacist. I think I'm gonna name it that. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna drop this out tonight, baby. I'm not gonna drop this out tonight. But thank you to the people that have been watching this. That have been checking out my YouTube channel. Like I said, if you want to enjoy with your girl, cause like I said, my business isn't just for show. It's a lifestyle. It's stuff that I like to talk about. Stop teaching little girls to accept bullying as a form of love. It opens up ways for domestic violence. Ooh, trying to make sure it opens up ways for domestic violence, and that's a what? No, no. And teach little boys to express their emotions. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to another topic. Um, I'm gonna write it down, girl. Well, I'm gonna talk about it in here. That goes to another topic that somebody talked about. It was this black man. He was talking about how black men were never really taught how to express their emotions. Like it was just like protection into a point to where they were never like taught to know any other emotion other than anger. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm explaining it. Y'all, hope I'm explaining it good. But yeah, like teach, teach, and stop. Another thing that I don't like, stop with this gay stuff. Like just be like sometimes blur the lines between what's masculine and what's feminine. You know what I'm saying? Blur the lines, blur them, and sometimes just be you. Wait, hold up, girl. Just be you. Like I said, girl, I lost track of what I was to say, but yeah, teach black little boys, teach black men to experience emotion. You know, in not including this society that we are in. Well, you know, that's a whole nother topic. But let me make sure I got all my topics down. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna talk about the next one. Um and again, like I said, like I always say, just because I say bump the patriarchy don't mean that I hate men. I hate the patriarchy. Um which I know, some men don't say that, but I like to mention that. Um but yeah, um that's all that I gotta say. I don't know what else to say. But yeah. Bump the patriarchy, stay black, stay you. What else is there to say? Girl, I done ran out of thoughts. I don't know what to say anymore, but I'm gonna have to start filming with my other camera because I like this better. It's more clear. That other one looked like it had Vaseline rubbed on the camera front. I don't like that. This is my other. If you ever want a cheap phone, this is a Motor G Power, I think. No, this a Motor G Per. Yeah, it's a Motor G Per. Get it, cause it got a good camera. It got a good camera. It got a good back camera. The back camera so good, girl. This is the second time I bought the same phone in a row. Now the other one, this one that I got now is a Motor G Power, I think. Oh no, this is a Motor G Power. Um, the phone that I got now is a Samsung. I don't. I like the cameras now. But at first, I ain't like the camera. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, that's all I gotta say to you guys. It's either gonna be the yap session or the rambling session, but I think the yap session sounds better to me. So love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Or talk to you guys next yap session, or talk to you guys in the next video, whether it's the yap session or not. Okay? Cause girl, like I said, when you see the yap session come up on your screen, I need you to go ahead, make sure you got your food. If not, make sure you comfy. You ain't got nothing to do because baby, I'm be rambling for a couple of hours. But yeah, put in the comments book recommendations because listen. I got Pinterest. Oh God, I be scrolling on Pinterest. Pinterest. Oh my God. Thank God for Pinterest. Thank God for Pinterest. And another thing that I want to talk about. I'm sick of this. Sick of this. Like I don't know what, but some of these people be with this fake spiritual okie dokie stuff. Like, stop faking. Like they be like, oh, the universe and oh, girl, stop with that fake okie dokie stuff, baby. I keep it realer than real. I keep it realer than real. I'm not gonna be faking. You acting like you fake spiritual and use all this to do. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, cause I saw another post. I saw another post, and you could just tell you know how somebody talk the talk but they don't walk the walk. You can tell. What's a oh I'm finna exit out. What's a quote? It's this quote. Sometimes you have to go through HE double hockey sticks. Wait, what was the quote that I saw? Oh, sometimes you have to go through HE hockey sticks to get to your resurrection. Yeah, okay, that's the quote. And y'all, for real now, I'm finna leave. So that's the quote. That's the quote for today. Sometimes you have to go through HE hockey sticks to get to resurrection. Yay. All right, y'all. For real, I'm finna go for real. Love y'all. Bye. Okay, we've been FaceTiming for a good little minute. Bye. Love y'all. Mwah.